to talk to you guys about the subjunctive, and we're going to start off with how to form it. Until now, you have been using verb forms present, preterite, and perfect in the indicative mood, which express, and the indicative expresses real, definite, or factual actions or states of being. So we're going to circle what matters most here is real, definite, factual. Okay, that's what the indicative is about. In this chapter, we're going to use the subjunctive mood. Let's go back. Never mind, doesn't matter, I'll just keep it as purple. The subjunctive mood, which is used to express hypothetical or subjunctive. So the hypothetical, subjective, which are attitudes, wishes, feelings, emotions, doubts. So when the speaker is expressing his or her attitudes, wishes, feelings, emotions, or doubts, that's when you're going to use the subjunctive. So, es cierto que Luis va a Cartagena. Here it's saying it's certain that he's going to Cartagena. That is real, it's definite, it's factual, that. So therefore what you're using is the indicative tense, which is what you have learned, or the indicative mood, I'm sorry. Whereas down here, no creo que Luis vaya a San Andrés. I don't think Luis is going, so that's expressing doubt. Here you're saying it's certain he's definitely going. Here you're saying I don't think so. So when you're implying doubt, you have to use the subjunctive tense. And we're going to go over when you use the subjunctive, but what we're going to start off with first is how to form it. Okay, and forming it isn't that difficult. The following chart shows the present subjunctive forms of regular verbs. So what you do for the subjunctive, what I would do for all of them, you put your verb in the yo form and you drop the o and you add the opposite ending. So AR verbs, if you'll notice, they're getting ER endings. Okay. ER verbs ER and IR verbs are getting AR endings. Okay, so what you want to do is, all right, here we go. To form the present subjunctive, conjugate your verb into the present, or conjugate your verb for yo of the present indicative, drop the O and add the opposite ending. AR verbs get ER endings and IR verbs get AR endings. Okay. So let's go ahead and do, and then we'll talk about irregulars in a minute. So let's go ahead and do this one. It says ella comer. So if I have the verb comer, comer in the yo is como. I drop my O and I'm going to add the opposite ending. If this is an ER verb, that means I'm going to add an A. Ella coma. Okay. Nosotros tomar. If I conjugate tomar for the yo, it's tomo. It's an AR verb, so I'm going to drop my O, and since it was an AR verb, I'm going to add ER endings. I'm going to have tomemos. Yo tener, so even if it's, this one's actually irregular, but you still would do the same thing. we're going to do the same thing here. So if it's tener, tango, I'm going to drop the O and I'm going to have the opposite ending, which would be tanga. Okay. Juan y Marta hablar, I'm going to drop my A, I change it to an O, I drop my O, and the opposite ending would be the E, so it's going to be Juan y Marta hablan. Notice how in the yo form, in all of these over here, you don't have an O, it's an E, so your first person and your third person singular have the same endings. Escribir, I have escribir, it's an O, it's an IR verb, I'm going to drop the O, and I'm going to add the opposite ending, AIS. Hacer, the yo would be hago, I'm going to drop the O, and it's add the A, hagas. Beber, conjugate it for the yo, drop the O, add the opposite ending, beba. Usted, levantarse, and just like when it's reflexive, you do the same thing that you did with present tense verbs, the say, well, your reflexive is going to match who it is that's doing the getting up. In this case, since it's usted, it's going to stay say, it goes in front. Levanto, drop the O, it's an AR verb, which would make it levante. Mi amigo, montar, montar, I make it monto. Get rid of that O, it's mi amigo, or like he, so that would be monte. Mis amigos y yo ver, veo. Get rid of the O, and it would be mis amigos y yo veamos. Los estudiantes I have leer, which would be leo. I drop the O. It's los estudiantes lean. El centro comercial, I've got abrir. Abro, it's the centro comercial, or the same thing as el, so the abra. Okay, so you'll notice over here, here's a bunch of and you know what, I'm going to highlight this too so you can see it right here. The with levantar, it's right here, it's an AR verb. Okay, and over here, those irregulars. You just conjugate all of these verbs into their yo forms, and then you still add the opposite endings. Okay, let's see if there's any more. Actually, I'm gonna stop it here and do another. I'm gonna stop it here and do another video that explains some of the irregulars.